Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf, and we are here in the Misty Mountains trying to kill a goblin or an orc or uruk for the Grey Hammers! Yes, we are still going around killing things for the Grey Hammers as we head off to the start of our next chapter in our story, where we are going to be heading off to Rivendell before we get into Eregion or the Trollshalls, because we need to speak with Elrond. Hello there, Pithalon. I received a note from you concerning Elrond.
We are met in time of need, and it is a joy to see you.
You must have received my message, for little else could have brought you hither in such haste. I did not dare to speak openly of the reason Master Elrond's request in my letter, for I feared that the message might have been intercepted. I apologize for drawing you here with so little information, but Master Elrond will explain in detail when I could not. Speak if you are ready, and we will go see him together, and he will tell you what has prompted this call. All right, then let's go.
Messages have come from Lothlorien. Messages that cannot be ignored. My sons have returned from the wild, and together they and a hero of Eriador must respond to these tidings with decisive action.
Ooh, a hero from Eriador. I guess he must be me. Very good, Pineleaf. Perhaps now we will have an answer to why this haste is necessary. Is that Eladon? Yes, it is. Perhaps he'll have some answers for us. Eladon, you have returned from your camp in the wild? Indeed, the promise of war has brought my brother and me back to the house of our father. What? War here in Imladris? No, Palthalan, not yet. My brother and I ride to war in the south. Pineleaf, this concerns you as well. My father waits for us in the Hall of Fire. Right, then let's go. It's good to see you outside of your library. I am pleased you received my summons, Pineleaf. I apologize for being so close to the reason of the urgency, but there are dangers on the road, and I did not wish any information that might do us harm to fall into the hands of evil men. 2 days ago, courier hawks arrived in Rivendell bearing a message from Lorien. The messages were short, but even in their brevity they caused me pause. The messages are from the Lady Galadriel. I understand some of their meaning, but I can only guess as to the full import of her words. Yeah? You know the secret company that set forth from Imladris in December, Pineleaf? Yeah? We know they stayed for a time in Lothlorien, healing from their hurts. They have moved on from the safety of that land, sailing down the river Anduin with all secrecy. Do you fear for the success of their mission, Pineleaf? Well, considering what the mission is, they are strong of heart and true of purpose, Father. They will not falter in it. I wonder. This is the message I received from Galadriel of Lorien 2 days ago. Aragorn has need of his kindred. Let the Dunedain ride to him in Rohan. What is Aragorn doing in Rohan? None of the plans we discussed should have brought him there. If Lady Galadriel says Aragorn is in Rohan, then surely he is, or will be. That is so. We must gather the Dunedain, the Rangers of Eriador. You must do this, Pineleaf. Me, of course. You know the roads and paths of Eriador. You must bring this news to the Rangers. The Rangers will uphold their oath. They will become the Great Company and ride to the aid of their chief. I will meet you in the library to discuss this charge. Of course, what's a conversation with Elrond that doesn't involve the library? I certainly know this path well enough. Oh, hello, Arwen. I know of the messages from my grandmother Pineleaf, and I know too that my father has asked you to gather the Dunedain that they may ride south to the aid of Aragorn. We knew this day would come, he and have both long prepared for its arrival. It has been my part to craft an item of beauty and of use, an item Aragorn will have need of before all is done. He knows of its making, and it will be a sign to him that the hour has indeed arrived when he must seize that which is his. I hope it will be a comfort to him, too, in distant lands. When the Dunedain are all assembled, I will send for you. I must be sure someone can bear this item to him. I will call you before the rangers depart. All right. I thank you, Pineleaf. That means a great deal to me. You're welcome. Ah, the library again. It will not be easy to gather the Dunedain as quickly as it must be done, Pineleaf. It would be best for you to bring the message to a certain of Aragorn's kin, and that they may then speak to the rest of their people, while you travel to those more distant lands. I have prepared the names of those with whom you must speak. Walk with me, and then I will tell you where they can be found. All right? My sons tell me that the ranger Roddenir has come to Thorenhide in the Trollshalls. He will be the closest. Roddenir is humorless, but among the trees of the Trollshalls he is more at home than any. He's an expert in herb lore. Alright, so we have an herb lore, Roddenir. You will find the ranger Candaith in the Lone Lands at the base of the hill called Weathertop. Yeah, I remember helping him there. He knows much about the lore and heritage of the Dunedain, but not the Black Speech, apparently. Yeah. Ceradan is more settled than many of the Dunedain. He has a cabin in Breeland and is held in the highest regard by his people there. Do you have any more questions about these three? No, I think I know them reasonably well. Once you have met Radonir in the Trollshalls and told him of the rangers must assemble, you must travel west to the Lowlands. At the base of the Weathertop, you'll find Candaith and sure to join the Grey Company. And after Candaith, then go to Ceradan. All right, but there are other rangers you must find. Oh, not just those three then. All right, who's next? Ah, the ranger Halrose has a camp in the Shire near the outskirts. Yeah, I've met him. I would tell him the names of the nearby towns, but I do not know. Don't worry, I know the names. He's near Brockenborings, which you probably don't know about. I have not concerned myself with the dealings of the Shire as Gandalf, Aragorn, and Halros have done. Okay, well, good thing I know where he's at, assuming he hasn't moved along. Oh, the ranger Halbred has always had an ear for Aragorn, his chieftain. You will find him at the hidden camp of Estildine in the North Downs. I notice he tells me that's a hidden camp, but won't tell me how to find the hidden camp. I guess he assumes that I know about it. He assumes I know about where Estildine is, but he doesn't assume that I know the Shire. Calanglad has overseen the defense of Anuminus on the shores of Lake Ivendam for many years. He has known Aragorn all of his life. I do not doubt that he will ride to the Grey Company. Do you have any further questions? No, that'll do. So let's go to the next one. Alright, let's see. Ah, the ranger Lothrindir watches the frozen northern lands of Forhel. home of the Losoth. And yet, the Grey Company needs Lothrindir despite the incredible distance. He spent much of his time in the wide southern lands and is familiar with their people. This way, Pineleaf. Alright. Oh, yeah, of course. Down to familiar territory for Elrond. And here we go. The last ranger I would have you find is Cornir. You will find him in Alkhare, in Angmar. Cornir is less bold, perhaps, than others of the Dunedain, but he does have some sense. Father, I do not understand. What about Guladir? Why shouldn't he join the Grey Company? Oh, Guladir, you say? You know why, or can guess, Pineleaf? You were there. You were there when Guladir's daughter was slain by the false king. We should ask no more of Guladir. He has lost too much already. Let Guladir remain in Eriador, where you can nurse his grief. Cornir will go in his place. Guladir was a strong man and true of heart, but my father is right. He has suffered too much. I didn't know. I know very little of Cornir beyond that he be loyal to a fault. Did he not remain to Alkhare for years, despite Guladir's return from beyond the Ramas Dwellon? And so shall be, Pineleaf. You will walk the paths of Eriador one more time in search of these Dunedain. They will gather others of their kin, and when all is made ready, the Grey Company will set forth. It will be done as Galadriel of Lorien has asked. We respond to her messages with the haste we must, and with the messenger those messages deserve, a warden of proven loyalty, to gather the Grey Company in time. Right. Whee! That's going to be quite a job. It looks like I can't stay here for long. I've got a busy job up ahead.
It will not be an easy task to gather the Dunedain.
Yes, but they will need to be gathered with such speed as you can manage. It will not be easy, for the Dunedain are given to wandering the wild. They may be scattered all across the Eriador. Well, that's for sure.
You must travel to Thorinhad to speak with Elrohir.
Yes, speak with Elrohir. Elrohir did say that one of the Dunedain, a ranger named Radonir, was staying for a few days at their camp. As Thorinhad is the nearest to Rivendell, you should travel there when you first speak with Radonir before seeking the others. I have met few of Aragorn's kin, but Radonir is known to me, for he journeys often the trackless Entmoors and often stays here in Rivendell. For a time, my brethren sought to convince him to join the company in song in the Hall of Fire, as Aragorn would, but Radonir would have none of it. Travel to Thorinhad, north of the Bruining Gorges and the Trollshalls, and speak with Elrohir. He will introduce you to Radonir. Once the Rangers is told of the message for Lorien, you will seek out the others as Master Elrond suggested. Whee! Well, so begins our journey. Hello again, Elrohir. I was wondering if you could introduce me to Radonir.
Radonir has left Thorinhad and gone into the wilderness of the Trollshaws.
Yes, I thought to give Radonir word of our meeting at our father's house so that he would have some expectation of the road ahead, but it seems that he's left Thorinhad. He has left a few parcels here, so I'm sure that he intends to return, but he should be told of the message you bear as soon as may. I and my brother have already begun to assemble some of the supplies the Rangers will need to head south, but it will take some time before they are ready. And speak with Elweth by the horses, for she will know where Radomir planned a journey, if any will. Radomir is slow to laugh and to smile, but in Eloid's company I have observed it most frequently. All right. Well, I suppose I could speak with her on that matter. Hello there. I was wondering if you could tell me where Radomir went. I have an urgent message for him.
How can I be of service?
Oh, you're looking for Radomir, Pineleaf? He left not long ago, and he took no horse. The Dunedain will ride when they must, but he has confided to me that he is more comfortable when on foot. Always behind his words to me was a current of, I don't know how best to say it, other than to say that Radomir seemed always to be waiting for something, somehow. I wonder if the tidings you bring are those that he's been waiting for so long. I wonder, too, if they will send him from the Trollshalls, and for how long. I will miss his visits if this is so, for I will not remain in this Middle Earth for much longer. I will not delay your errand for personal reasons, Pineleaf. Radomir spoke to me of his plans. He learned of a war band of orcs in the Entmoors that have established a camp within the Leynin caves here in the Trollshalls and sought to confront them. The Leynin caves are in the northwest reaches of Gallant, the wood troll infested march of the North Trollshalls. All right, then I will look for him in that cave. And besides, I have an orc I need to kill in the Trollshalls for the Greyhammers. When they first created the Greyhammer's quest, there were no orcs, goblins, or uruks in the Trollshalls. What they had to do then was to add some near the river, some goblins that were down around near where the last bridge is, where you could kill the goblin in order to complete the quest. Now, when they added this area right here for Volume 3, then those goblins became unnecessary. But they're still there just in case you wish to get it this way and weren't planning on doing Volume 3. Or if you wanted to do for the Greyhammers before starting Volume 3, because I'm sure some people would want to do it that way. But here's Radomir. Hello there, I bring a message from Elrond.
This is the moment for which the Dunedain have prepared.
Aragorn is my chieftain, and it is my duty to go to his aid, though all the dangers of Middle-earth lie in between. This is the moment for which the Dunedain have prepared. I have learned that an orc raiding party from the Entmoors has established a camp within these worn tunnels, Pineleaf. I cannot leave them there unchallenged. Will you brave these caves and deal with these foes? Somewhere deep within the confusing warren is the entrance to a once abandoned tomb of men. If the orcs have found it, that is where the leader will be. Thorinhad is less than a day's march of this place, and I will not suffer these orcs to live, that they may threaten what I hold dear. I will make ready for departure, as you have asked, but I will be grateful if you destroy the orcs and their leaders within the Leynin tunnels and the ruins that lie at their back. After you have done so, return to Elrahir and Thornhat and tell him of your success. The sons of Elrond lost their mother in such a party of orcs, and they would not forgive us if we let these foes be. Oh yes, there is that. But now, these of course are isolated from the rest of the Trollshalls because these are level 64. So hoping they'd be level 65 orcs, so that if one of them had a Warden Spear on them, I'd get a level 65 one off of them. You know, wishful thinking there. Right now, let's see, I need to get 8 of these warriors and 4 defilers for the Greyhammers! And of course, there's also making sure that the first one is for the Greyhammers. Yes. Speaking of defilers, here is one right here. Boom. Now, I believe that this is where we might have one of the... there are these... Oh, I'm trying to think what those things are called, but there are these obelisks or something like that that are scattered all throughout Middle Earth. They were inactive, of course, when I went through Eriador before, but they were activated when they unlocked Endor. Actually, originally they missed that by a couple of days. They had everything in there, going in there. They forgot to turn on the ill omen thing or whatever the ill omen thing or whatever they called that thing, and when someone finally made it up to the point where you needed to actually activate those things, someone discovered, oh, you never turned those things on. But fortunately, it wasn't too difficult to get them reactivated after that. And I think one of them might be in these tunnels, but I will have to find that out as I go along. For now, I need to kill warriors and defilers and find one of their leaders. And if I'm lucky, maybe one of them will drop a level 65 spear, but considering their level, I doubt that. What's really funny is I checked my inventory right after saying that, and one of them dropped a level 64 Warden Spear. See what I mean? One did drop a spear, but one level too low. Oh, boy. That's even funnier, is that was the only legendary item dropped in here so far. I know I've only killed a few so far, but it's interesting that the first LI dropped happened to be exactly the one that I would be looking for if it were one level higher. And here we have the leader. He's 65. Now it'd be nice if he dropped a Warden Spear, but odds of getting a Warden Spear on a random drop are pretty low when you consider that if you have a LI drop, so first you have to have an LI drop, then it has to be for Warden, so that's a 10% chance there, and it's a Warden item, then half a chance is that it will be a melee weapon, and probably half a chance that it would be a javelin. But I'm guessing you'd have half a chance on either of those cases. So that reduces your chance over there. So you reduce your chance there, then you reduce your chance on there. So that's 1 chance in 20, and that's assuming I'm calculating this all right. And once you decide on whether or not it's one of those two things, the melee weapon now has to be a spear instead of a sword or a dagger, or an axe. Those are or a pick. So therefore, I would say you have maybe one chance. So let's say you have about a 1% chance of an LI that drops being a Warden Spear. Actually, I think my drop rates have been better than that, so therefore, perhaps my calculations are pessimistic. I must say they didn't make this place very easy to find, but this should be where the mysterious relic is located. This place looks nasty! Nasty and mysterious. And of course, orcs all over the place. Now, yes, there is the relic right up there. I try to think if this is the toughest one to get to, because the one in Oatbarton is fairly easy to get to. You run into it just by regular questing all the time. I should know that from experience. I was hoping to get the leader by himself, but alright. I figure one last attempt. Oh. Fine, I'll move here while I've got no weapon. Yeah. Yeah, you... Of course, I'm next to the mysterious relic. I was wondering, why am I getting... Yeah, of course, you do have the dread, plus 4 dread from the mysterious relic. So I'd say we'll tag that thing and get out of here, but I gotta check see if my 1 in 100 chance of getting another spear is with me. Probably not. But it's always nice to try. Oh boy, that was lame. Alright, mysterious relic. An ominous relic stands before the door. You stare warily at it, but it keeps its secrets behind and hidden. You feel suddenly faint and are overcome by a wave of dizziness and a strong feeling of sickness. You shake your head and the sensation passes, but you find that your thoughts drawn to the door in front of which the relic has been placed. Alright? Okay. No, you don't actually have to. You just talk to Elrond. So next time I'm with Elrond, I'll speak to him on that matter. But right now, I need to get back to Elro here. I have delivered my message.
You have given Roddenir the message? Good.
He will be able to find some others among the Dunedain, as they are to be found within the Trollshalls. But now you must travel west of here to find others of Aragorn's kin, and I'll either get a Legacy of Vitality or a map to the Lone Lands. The odds of my ever using a Legacy of Vitality are short, so yeah, it's
Condythe is certain to join the Grey Company, but he must first be asked.
yeah, I know, like, I need a map considering I'm a warden, but I think that sends me right next to Candidath or something like that. So I took the map. The Dunedain may be scattered across the wilds of Eredor, but my brother and I know the location of some few, and I know Candidath also. I've spoken to him. Yes, tell Candidath that Aragorn is in need to him, and be certain to join the Great Company, for his loyalty to the chieftain cannot be questioned. So it is time for us to head to Weathertop, which is where I'll meet you for the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.